Hello everyone, myself Shinde YP, Department of Botany. In the last lecture, we have seen horticultural zones of India. We have also started with horticultural zones of Maharashtra. The first zone, North Konkan Coastal Plain, the districts were Thane Raigad. Then second, South Konkan Coastal Plain, Western Ghat Mountain Zone, Sub-Mountain Transition Zone 1. This we have seen in last lecture. Then the next zone is Western Plain Transition Zone 2nd. It includes the district like Dhule, Ahmednagar, Sangli, Nasik, Pune, Satara, Kolhapur. The characteristic of these zones mostly upland strip running north-south parallel to the eastern side of Transition Zone 1. Rainfall varies from 700 to 1200 mm per year, well distributed during southwest monsoon. Maximum temperature will reach 40 degrees Celsius in the summer. In this region, soils are generally light black, fair levels of NPK, well drained and suited for irrigation. Major crops of this region are sorghum, millet, groundnut, wheat, and sugarcane. Then the next zone is Western drought prone area. It includes the district like Dhule, Nasik, Ahmednagar, Aurangabad, Pune, Satara, Solapur, Sangli. The characteristic of this region characterized by low and unpredictable rainfall of 500 to 700 mm per year in 40 to 45 days. Common dry spells with last from 2 to 10 weeks. Summer temperatures will reach about 42 degrees Celsius. Soils are medium black, shallow, poor in nitrogen and phosphorus. Common crops in this region millets, sorghum, groundnut and pulses, which yields a very low. Then the next zone is Central Plateau assured rainfall. It includes districts like Aurangabad, Jalna, Bid, Osmanabad, Parbhani, Nanded, Buldhana, Akola, Amravati, Jalgaon, Dhule and Solapur. In this region, the rainfall is about 700 to 900 mm per year. Summer temperature will reach about 40 degrees Celsius. In this region, soils are varying from medium black to reddish brown. Sorghum is the most important crop, but cotton, oilseeds, millet, groundnut, pulses, and sugarcane occupy significant areas. The next zone is Central Vidarbha moderate rainfall. It includes districts like Wardha, Nagpur, Yavatmal, Chandrapur, Aurangabad, Jalna, Parbhani, Nanded. The rainfall in this region is 1200 mm per year, well distributed within southwest monsoon months. Maximum temperature in this region is of about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius in the summer. Humidity is 75 in the rainy season. Soils are black medium to heavy texture and generally fertile. Cropping patterns involve cotton, sorghum, pulses, wheat and oilseeds. And the last one is Eastern Vidarbha high rainfall. It includes districts like Bhandara, Gadchiroli, Chandrapur, Nagpur, Gondia. Characteristic of this region soils derived from parent materials of mixed origin and are reddish brown. Almost 50% of the area is under forest cover in this region. Rainfall vary from 1300 to 1800 mm. Well distributed in the monsoon months. Summer temperature will reach about 37 degrees Celsius. Humidity is about 75% in the rainy season. The crops grown are rice, pulses, sorghum and oilseeds are important crops. Then we will turn towards the last point of this chapter, that is global and national scenario of horticulture. India is one of the leading producer of horticultural crops in the globe. Horticulture crops cover 13.08% of the total area under agriculture and contribute to about 28% of the GDP. These crops account for 37% of the total exports of agricultural commodities. Due to planned emphasis laid on horticulture, India is aggregated as the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables. India is the largest producer and consumer of cashew nut, tea and spices. India is also the third largest producer of coconut, fourth largest producer and consumer of rubber. Turning towards the fruits, India is the largest producer of mango, banana, grape and lychee. However, the bulk of the production is consumed domestically. Of the total globe exports of fruits, India's share is only 0.3%. Fruit accounts for about 11% of the total horticultural export from country. Grape and mango together constitute 60% of India's exports of fresh vegetable fruits. The fruits include citrus, banana, apple and papaya are the most important fruits for export. Then vegetable, during the year 2018-19, India exported fruits and vegetable worth rupees 10,236.93 crores. Onion accounts for maximum share in exports trade. Other major vegetables are tomato, potato, bean, pea, mushroom, asparagus, capsicum and okra. Then floriculture. In floriculture, cut flowers alone account of 86% of the total trade in this sector. Dried fruits and other plant parts are other prominent commodities. Processed products. Of the total horticultural trade, processed fruits and vegetable account for 20% and 17% respectively. Among the processed fruits, fruit juice and dried fruits contribute to 41% and 12% of trade respectively. Mango pulp, pickles and chutneys of various fruits remain in high demand in export trade. Among processed vegetable, mushroom, gherkins, dehydrated onion and frozen pre-cut vegetables are important items. Then spices, India exported 7,97,145 tons valued of rupees 13,167.89 crore for the period. These commodities account for more than 5% of total agricultural exports earning in the country. Value-added spices are in large demand in export and their share is 60% of total export under spices. Seed and planting material. The country exports seed and planting material for fruits and vegetables. The export of these commodities was the order of rupees 63 crores during the year 2018-19. And the last one, medicinal and aromatic plants. The country has its credits for exporting herbal material, raw drugs to world market. Till 2019, Indian export of herbal material was rupees 3,600 crores. This was all about the horticultural zones of Maharashtra and then the global and national scenario of horticulture. So, in the first topic, we have seen the points that we will revise again. So, the first point was definition of horticulture, then the branches of horticulture, then we have seen scope of horticulture, then some limitations that are arising for the fruit production that we have seen, then importance of horticulture we have seen, economic, aesthetic and environmental, then other importance of horticulture, then we have seen horticultural zones of India, then next we have seen the horticultural zones of Maharashtra, and the last point was global and national scenario of horticulture. This was all about chapter number 1, that is horticulture. Thank you.